You know those people who have a gift for making every space and every moment feel special? Well, today I get to introduce you to one of my oldest and dearest friends, Brianna Conrad, the brilliant and heart-driven owner behind B.Home. Brianna and I go way back, like eighth grade awkward phase back. And even then, she had this natural eye for beauty and detail. What started out as a hobby helping friends design their spaces has turned into a 12-year business that's been featured in Architectural Digest. But what I love most about Brianna isn't her design talent, it's her philosophy. She believes a home should be lived in, loved, and full of the beautiful mess that comes with real life. She's built her business on creating spaces that are personal, meaningful, and intentionally imperfect because that's where life really happens. Today, we're diving into all of it from her London inspired style and quick hosting tricks to the lessons she's learned running a thriving design business built mostly by word of mouth. And of course, we'll talk about how she keeps her work and life grounded in relationships over perfection. So grab your coffee, light a candle, and let's settle in for a conversation that feels right at home. Today's episode is sponsored by Driven Relationships, where business growth starts with genuine human connection. At Driven, we believe loyalty and referrals don't come from transactions, they come from trust. If you are ready to build lasting client relationships and stand out in a noisy digital world, visit drivenrelationships.com. Hello, my friends. Hello, Brianna. So good to see you.
Oh, good to see you.
I am so thankful that you were on this on our show today. The Driven team recently finished or refreshed your website.
It was good.
I love
It
it. I'm
was
going.
so good. It was
I'm
so needed.
I'm
And
good.
it's just been so exciting to look at it and be proud of it and have it updated. They did such a great job.
Yeah, so I'm sharing my screen right now in case you're listening. So if you can look at your phone or look at your computer, and I'm sharing this. It's so beautiful. And Brianna was recently featured in Architectural Digest. So Bri, tell us a little bit about what you do and tell us about that opportunity.
So I am an interior designer. I started my business, it's been about 12 years ago. It's very small. It's really just me. When needed, I do have other people that I call on to help that I trust, but
Mhm.
um, the whole idea of the business was that I started with helping friends and family, and it was just little things here and there. And it
Mhm.
turned into so much work, friends telling friends, friends
Mhm.
telling family. And I started to think maybe this could be something bigger. So
Mhm.
I actually started a business and decided that it was something that I could build on and grow with as my life stages kind of changed. At the time, I was in corporate America and consulting. And then I had my son, William, and decided to leave corporate America and start working for just myself full time. So then that's
Mhm.
when it really grew. And I was able to spend a lot more time kind of focusing on that and building it and learning.
Mhm.
But over the years, it's funny because it has been primarily word of mouth, which has been great
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
I haven't had to really spend a lot of time on the marketing. My clients have done that for me, which has been
Mhm.
wonderful. But when Architectural Digest contacted me, I was a little bit confused because it has been so much word of mouth and I haven't spent a lot of time marketing that it was interesting for me to realize, oh, I'm out there more than I even realize. And I
Mhm.
was just thinking it was me and my name and my small little world and my small little business, but really
Mhm.
my business, my name, my reputation, my brand
Mhm.
was way more accessible and out there than I even realized, which at the same time was great and also a little scary because I was like,
Right.
oh gosh, what is out there? And I think I even, when the lady contacted me, I was kind of like, where did you even find me?
Right.
Um, and it did start to get me thinking, like, oh my goodness, my website is so outdated.
Mhm.
What are people seeing when they search for me?
Mhm. Mhm.
Because it isn't just, although I was really thriving in the word of mouth
Mhm.
space, there's so much more out there that I wasn't even
Right.
considering. So I'm so thankful for you guys because I feel like being contacted by Architectural Digest and given this opportunity to be
Mhm.
featured really started me thinking, how is my brand being perceived? How am I
Mhm.
out there? Because it's more than I know. And I think
Mhm.
it was just a really interesting exercise for me to understand that if people are searching for me, what are they seeing? And am I
Right.
proud of it?
It better look good.
Right, well, and I wasn't proud of it, so I was really scared
Yeah.
until you all helped me really
Yeah.
get it up to date and make it a better representation of who I am today. So
Yes. Well, it was easy. You were easy to work with because your photos are gorgeous. Your work is
well, thank
gorgeous. Your logo is gorgeous, and your content is gorgeous. So that was easy
you.
for
I know
us, which
that's
to me, as a business owner, I realized I need to be better at getting photos for myself
yeah,
and like what's online. And I think it's really important on all of your social medias, even if it's not getting a ton of engagement
sure.
that you look good online because people search for you in certain areas. Which actually I was going to talk to you about your Pinterest because
Yes,
that's something you can automate too, is
yes.
uploading your pictures to that. And I think we can push it there from your website. But all of
Yeah.
these places, you never know where someone's going to search for you.
No, that is it's so true, and I think excuse
You
me.
know what? Excuse the dog. One second.
Hold on. Okay,
Okay,
so
so we're back. We are back, and this is real life. We all work from home. We all have animals.
yes, and I guess I will say I practice what I preach. My home is very lived in. It's full of
Mhm.
life and kids and mess and dogs. But back to what we were saying, I think, we grew up in a time where we weren't documenting everything we did.
Mhm.
So when I started my
Thankfully.
business, even
Thankfully.
just, I mean, thankfully, but even
Yeah.
just a few years ago, it's changed so much because
Mhm.
what people do now to grow their business and to put their business out there, that's not what was even happening 10 or 12 years ago.
Right.
So I think I got set in certain patterns. And I also, this is a good thing and a bad thing. I'm very much in the moment. So when I'm at a client's home, I'm engaging with them, I'm in their
Right.
space. I
Right.
feel like that's part of what I can bring that's positive to the client
Mhm.
experience. I'm not
Mhm.
distracted by putting things on social media when I'm with them. But
Mhm.
the flip side of that is I don't always go back and document what I should.
Mhm.
So it
Mhm.
for me, I think it's finding the balance between being present and engaged,
Mhm.
but yet also keeping up with what I need to do to keep my business current and present and have something to show for myself when people do ask about my business. I do have to have
Right.
something
Right.
documented that I'm proud of. So
Right. Yeah.
it's that balance for me. And I think that
Yeah.
sometimes one thing is easier for others. For me, it's just easier to be in the moment and be with the
Yeah.
people. But I really
Mhm.
learned I have to do the other piece too.
Yeah, you do.
Thank
My
you for teaching me.
Yes, of course. Along those lines, my friend's daughter was in a wedding, and my friend's daughter is a really great dancer. Like when she graduates high school, she's going to LA. But she said that the wedding was almost like a theater performance
Mm,
because it
yeah.
was all about getting the perfect shot rather
Yes.
than enjoying the wedding and about
Yeah.
the love and the relationship. It was all about the performance.
Hmm.
Which
I
is
think
what which is what I love about you, and Brianna and I have been friends since 8th grade. We have known each other since we were like 4, maybe 8th. We've known each other since, yeah, 8th grade. We
right
were
before eighth grade.
like we were 14 probably,
Yeah. We were
13 or
14.
14 when we met. Brianna's house was always the favorite to go to. It was just so cozy. Your room is so cozy. Your parents' home is wonderful and so welcoming. And now your home is still the favorite place for all of us to go. Maybe it's because you're the one with the least amount of children, but
Well, I have
the most dogs.
the biggest, most annoying dogs now.
But your
But
house, when I'm in your home and I'm like taking a picture of like everyone sitting on the couch,
yeah.
it looks like you're in a magazine. But my friends, it feels like the most cozy, welcoming. You can sit anywhere, you can put your glass anywhere, you could spill anything and you feel really welcome. So how do you create a home that is lived in, that people feel comfortable in, but still looks beautiful? How do you make this beautiful mess a beautiful, how do you do it?
I think that's not always a simple answer, and it looks different for everybody
Yeah.
because everybody's lives are different. I
Mhm.
have 2 big rescue dogs. I have 1 son, but I mean, that can easily be translated. It's still the same kind of mess, right? Whether you have 5 kids, 1 dog. I
Mhm.
think for me, it comes from a perspective of a home is meant to be lived in, it's meant to
Mhm.
be enjoyed. I want people to come in and, like you said, feel comfortable sitting anywhere. Um, I don't want people to ever feel it's the flip when I go into someone's home. Just because I'm interior designer, I never want people to feel like I'm going into their home and judging their mess
Right.
or their life. I think people's initial reaction is, "Oh, don't look over here. I'm sorry it's a mess." I think what I try to tell myself and what I try to tell my clients is life is messy. And
Mhm.
that there's beauty in that.
Mhm.
Actually, the messy parts of life are some of the most beautiful. You want your
Mhm.
kids to be able to make a mess in the kitchen. You want your kids' friends to feel comfortable coming over and
Mhm.
making a fort in the living room.
Mhm.
You want, I think, the most beautiful parts of life, they're messy. So
Mhm.
at the end of the day, it's just me embracing that and accepting
Yeah.
that. And I think trying to find beauty in that instead of trying to control that and make
Mhm.
everything perfect. And we're going to drive ourselves crazy if we are living this life full of friends and kids and life and busyness and we're trying to keep everything controlled and perfect.
Yeah.
It either you decide you're going to drive yourself crazy doing that or you embrace it and you find
Mhm.
beauty in it. And I think
Mhm.
having a full life and a full house doesn't mean that you can't have beautiful things. I
Mhm.
think, you can light your special candles, you can use your pretty dishes, you
Yeah.
can have these little pieces of luxury that make you feel
Mhm.
like you're living a beautiful, extravagant life, even if there's a
Mhm.
wine spill on the couch.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think to me, it's really design has become more of a feeling than
Yeah.
a tangible thing. I think it's an experience.
Right.
I think it's the cozy lighting. I think it's how
Mhm.
you welcome people into your home. Um,
Mhm.
I think it's not being too stressed as a host and making people feel your comfort. And that really does
Mhm.
project into others as guests. If you're
Yeah.
comfortable and if you're okay with a mess, and if you're okay saying, well, I don't have the perfect spread out, but I'm going to
Mhm.
put out what I have, and you
Yeah.
guys are welcome, I think that translates to people always feeling comfortable in your home.
Mhm.
So I really think it's a mindset. It isn't
Mhm.
about everything looking great or perfect or new.
Right.
I like nice things, but it's a feeling. It
Mhm.
really is.
Mhm. Do you feel like you've grown in that over the years? I mean, I've always felt very comfortable in your home and that you were at ease, but I see in you that you've gotten even more comfortable, even you're even quicker to welcome people in, like
Yeah.
for, a long weekend or like when we show up, I feel like you're even less busy. Like
Yeah.
like you've been relaxing longer. I do remember a few times us visiting and you tidying up until the moment we were there, and same with
Yeah.
myself.
For
And I
sure.
feel like as you get older, I think you learn, like, what you can let go.
Yeah. For absolute you do have to let things go. And I think there's also an intentionality there of stopping because there's always more we can do.
Right.
There's always something we can do to the very
Yeah.
last minute. And
Yeah.
unless you intentionally tell yourself, I'm just going to stop and I'm going to enjoy my
Mhm.
friends being here and they love me for me. I think that's
Yeah.
the other thing too. I have purposefully chosen people in my life who are not coming to my house to judge my house.
Yeah.
I know they're coming to spend time with me.
Right. To
I
connect with you.
know that
Right.
they're not looking at the imperfections. I know that they're
Mhm.
not thinking, "Oh, well, this needs to be updated," or
Mhm.
this needs to be replaced. So I think part of it is also intentionally filling your life with people who you know are in it for you.
Yeah.
It's just really coming back to
Mhm.
the depth and the realness of what we're here for. We're here for
Yeah.
relationships. We're here
Mhm.
for um, living with what we have and being thankful for our
Mhm.
blessings. And I think it's once you really truly embrace and accept that, everything else, it just kind of becomes easier because you
Yeah.
realize what can be weeded out and what doesn't matter and what you don't need to stress about
Yeah. Yeah.
much.
Okay, so let's talk about some really practical ways to welcome like how do you host last minute guests? So say you want to throw a happy hour, your husband's working late or he's going to the gym or he's on the course longer than
Yeah.
usual. And you throw together an impromptu happy hour.
So
How do you
I
do
do this all the time.
that? Okay.
And I think it's one of my favorite things because if somebody says, "Hey, I have a few minutes," or whatever, I'm like, "Come on over. You know,
Yeah.
let's have a cup of coffee. Let's have a glass of wine." So I always try to have certain things on hand. They don't have
Yeah.
to be expensive.
Yeah.
Um, maybe a couple cheeses, a couple
Mhm.
crackers.
Yeah.
It's funny how you don't have to have very much and it doesn't have to be super expensive. And once you put it all together on a little board, it actually looks quite lovely.
Yeah.
I mean, even
Right.
if sometimes it's like chips and dip and some chocolates.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
still that's special when you have taken time and intention to put something out for people. I think that
Mhm.
that's all you have to do. It doesn't have to be
Right.
fancy.
Mhm.
And if you don't have that, that's fine too. But I think it's just the open door. Um, I like I said, I always have things on hand. I always have a speaker with music. I always
Okay.
have
I really so Brie, I mean, seriously, talk through
yeah.
your steps because
Okay.
I don't think everyone has these same skills that you do of turning on the lamps, turning off the
Yes.
overhead lights. Like say William's stuff is all over. What would you do?
Yeah. If William's stuff is all over, that's probably not what I'm focusing on. I might
Okay.
throw a few things in a corner, but my
Okay.
top priorities would be probably in this order: light a couple candles
Yep.
in case it smells like dog, and it just has the ambiance, and turn on some music if I don't already have some on.
Okay.
Something kind of like easy background.
Mhm.
Dim the lights so you don't see the mess.
Yep. Yep.
um, and then just put something out for somebody, whether
Okay.
that's a cup of tea, cup of coffee, glass of wine. It doesn't have to be
Okay.
alcohol, but
Yeah.
just offer something to somebody because
Okay.
what's funny is especially as busy moms and busy women, busy lives, maybe that's the only time all day somebody's offered you something.
Right.
So it could
Yeah.
be anything.
Right.
Sometimes it's just the gesture of I thought of you and it almost
Mhm.
doesn't matter what it is. It's like I put this out for you.
Mm.
And it's the
Yeah.
act of consideration and thoughtfulness that maybe somebody hasn't had all day long.
Yep.
And it
That
doesn't
is
really matter what it is.
Yep. That is what I love about our friendship. So Brianna and I travel together with two different groups of friends. We travel with our high school friends and then we travel with our friend Rachel.
Mhm.
And I love when I travel with you because in my regular life, I'm planning everything. I'm doing everything. I'm organizing everything. And with you and Rachel, especially, I don't even think. I just show up and I say yes. And I say, start the split wise and tell me
Yeah,
how much I need to pay.
yeah.
And I probably need to do better and be the one who plans more for
I
you and
mean,
take care of you, Bree.
I don't
I'm
think nobody's worried about that.
okay. Well, I just love it.
You
It is
just keep doing your thing.
okay. I'll keep showing up and entertaining you, but I love being taken care of. You're so right. Because I think in a lot of people, they're constantly worrying about everyone else. And it's
Yeah,
so nice to be taken care of and
it
have
is. And
some.
it's just the simplest gestures too. I think
Mhm.
sometimes we think so big that we either think so big or we don't do it. And I
Mhm.
guess
Yeah.
my message would be it's not extremes. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. It really
Mhm.
is sometimes in hosting and in design. It's just the simplest little
Mhm.
things that really make such a big impact. And
Mhm.
I think we don't do people don't do a lot because they think it either needs to be this large scale party
Right.
or
Yeah.
renovation or
Right.
they don't do it. And there's
Mhm.
such this beautiful world of in between of just simple, easy little things you can do in your home and in your life
Mhm.
that add beauty and warmth and do really
Mhm.
make a big impact. And you can do those today. Like
Mhm.
they're very simple.
So what
Of
are some of those things that you can do that are beautiful, simple, affordable for someone's home? And would you
Yeah,
start
I
in just
mean,
one
it
room or would you
I think I would probably try to put little pieces of that throughout every room, you know?
Okay.
Again, it's like light a candle. If somebody gives you a gift and it's some beautiful candle that you're like, "Oh, this is too pretty, I can't use it." Well, use it. What are you waiting
Yeah.
for? You know,
Yeah.
use your favorite dishes. I guess the things that you already have that you love, first start with that.
Mhm.
First start with
Mhm.
putting out the things that you have that you love, that you're
Mhm.
saving away for when? For what? Twice a year or never?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
first use those in your daily life, and I think you'll be surprised at how that elevates how you feel about your whole home. Just using
Mhm.
little simple things. Get some nice hand soap.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
I mean, it's truly nothing extravagant or even expensive. It's just thinking about little things that you love, and that might look different for somebody else than it does for me. I
Yeah.
love obviously love candles, and I obviously love like soaps and things like that, but whatever it is that you love that you think you're not worthy of every day, start looking for ways to incorporate that into your everyday life.
Mhm.
And
How do you figure
that's
out what your style is? What if someone's confused? They're not good at even knowing what they like. They're on
yeah.
vacation and because you've traveled so much, you've lived in other countries, you've lived in multiple states across the United States. Um, you have a really good eye for when you're traveling, picking up something that you will use and love. What if you
Mhm.
don't have a good eye? What advice do you have for someone who's just not good at it at all?
Well, I think who are you trying to be good at it for? If it's for you, then if you love it, get it. You know, it
Okay.
doesn't really matter what other people think. And, here's the thing, people ask my opinion. It's part of my business to tell you my opinion and my thoughts. But at the end of the day, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
It's your home, it's your loves, it's your life,
Mhm.
it's your passions that should be highlighted, not mine.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think I can tell you what I like. I think always look, I guess to try to narrow that down a little bit, I do look for quality. I look for quality things. So I think if you are looking for some sort of guide you might love something, but you're not sure if you should invest in it.
Okay.
I think invest in the things that are usually natural. So
Okay.
anything that's naturally made, even candles that are natural, not toxic, materials that are natural, wool, cotton, these things that have been around forever, that are going to stand the
Mhm.
test of time, that you actually feel
Mhm.
special using them because they are quality. That's
Mhm.
probably a tip that I would give across the board.
Okay.
So whatever
Okay.
your taste is or whatever your preferences are, I say do look for things that are more naturally well made.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Um, I have gotten a lot of inspiration from hotels.
Yes.
Even when we were doing our renovation for our home, we did the renovation in 2017, and John and I went to California and stayed in this hotel that was like a Mexican modern. And I
Yes. I
remember
remember
feeling
that.
really inspired by that. And even the bathroom tile I
Yeah.
chose was similar to something we saw in this
Mhm.
hotel. You and I have stayed at some amazing hotels over the
Mhm.
years. Have those travels inspired you? And could you advise someone to maybe go to hotels, go to restaurants,
Absolutely.
like see what people look around to
Yeah,
figure out what
for
people like?
sure. I think people play it safe a lot, and one of the things that those
Mm,
places have in common is they're a little bit outside the box
yes.
typically. So if
Yes.
you go to a really small boutique hotel, you're going to see design that you don't see at every chain hotel that
Mhm,
appeals to the masses. And
mhm,
that makes people feel special because it's
mhm.
different, it's unique. But I think incorporating that into your home, it scares people because it's like, well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna live with this now, and it's not the
Mhm,
norm. And but
yeah.
I think remember how you feel in those places and why they feel
Mhm,
special, and it's
mhm,
because they're different. And I
mhm.
think, you know, the uniqueness, and there's some special feeling that you get when you go somewhere that is different than any place else that you've been. And
Right.
it's kind of like an experience of walking to here and see how this room feels different and this room feels
Mhm.
different. And
Yeah.
it's an experience. So
Mhm.
like people are scared to incorporate, they might enjoy it at a hotel, but they're scared to bring
Mhm.
that back because they feel like, well, it's not livable. But it
Mhm.
is.
Yeah.
You just have to be a little bit more willing to take a few risks, I think.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Well, both you and I are always willing to take
yeah,
risks. Most of the time
maybe,
most of the
yeah.
time we look like
At
we're
least
in
we learned something.
costume. We look very normal today, but a lot of times when we're
Right.
traveling, you're
Well,
definitely over the top.
I think we like to embrace wherever we're going. And that means, whatever that means, we wear it, we live it, we do it. It's, yeah, definitely embrace it.
Uh, it's fun. So we have two of our high school friends, and I'm going to share two stories of them selling their homes. So both of these girls decorate really well,
Mhm.
and they both sold their houses. Bree, you know where I'm going with
Oh, yeah,
this?
I know, I
Okay,
know.
so they were decorated so beautifully. They got top dollar for their
Cozy,
homes.
yeah. Cozy, I mean, inviting, all the things that you want in a house.
Yeah. So they both,
Layered,
yes,
yeah,
tons of layers, beautiful rugs,
yeah.
curtains, pillows, everything. It was amazing. So at open houses, it smelled good. It felt really good. When both of our friends moved out of their homes and the new buyers bought the homes, they both like cry. I think both of the buyers cried
Mhm.
because they were like, "What did I buy?" It was this cookie. Both of them were cookie cutter homes,
Yeah, well, they were new
new
builds,
build.
had a lot of character.
Yes, new build homes, and the buyers cried because they were like, "This isn't the house
Which
I
is
bought."
so funny that that happened to both of them, and they both got calls from the new buyers, which at that point you're like, "Nope, you bought this, this is
It's
on you."
yours. Probably smart of me when I sold my home 7 years ago, I sold it to a friend, and when
Mhm.
I sold it, I left all of my curtains, 1 rug, my
Yeah,
dining table. I left some shelves that were on the walls and some wine racks. Even when I see her pictures now on Instagram and
yeah,
Facebook,
yeah.
it's like all my stuff in the background,
Mhm.
and I'm relieved that I did that because I think that I mean, it was a good house. It was a good good
It was
layout.
a really good house. It was a
It
beautiful
was,
house.
but I think it probably helped it, like, look good on the day they walked in.
Well, I think what you're talking about is exactly what I was saying is you're playing into the art of really creating a feeling.
Right.
So it really is design is a feeling. So they walked into those homes and they felt immediately comfortable and cozy, and which is why staging
Mhm.
has become such a big thing in selling a home
Mhm.
because you want to feel like you can live there
Mhm.
and you can stay there and you can see yourself relaxing there and making memories there, and
Right.
it's setting a scene. It is similar, you're talking about theatrics earlier. I mean, in a way, my love of theater and
Mhm.
all of that, it does kind of play into this is,
Yeah.
and it's a reality, but it's also I'm setting a mood
Yes.
for my home and a feeling.
Yes.
And I
Totally.
know that there's a lot of elements that go into that.
Right.
And it's creating something more
Right.
than just a lamp goes here or the furniture goes here. It is like
Yeah.
the whole atmosphere. So
Right.
design to me, I mean, I'm going to say it again, it is a big part of just it's a feeling. It's how it makes
Mhm.
you feel.
Right. So I love that too. I love having parties. One of my favorite parties at my home was my son's graduation party,
Ah,
and
I want to hear more about that
there
again.
was
I
a
know.
welcome I had a welcome sp well, I had a pizza oven. It was in the driveway as you come in.
Yeah.
So you're already, like, coming into this, like, really special like, this
Mhm.
huge pizza oven by this real Italian family,
Ah,
and then
sounds
as you
good.
came in, there was a welcome splash for those of age, like, right
Hmm.
as you came in, and, of course, like, decorations and a balloon arch.
Yeah.
But then we had a band, and I timed it so that it was the sun was setting, and we live on the golf course, so it was, like, perfect and beautiful. And I love that time in my home and
Mhm.
in my backyard.
Yeah.
And it was magic. There was people of all ages. We had a kids soda bar, then I had the regular bar.
Yeah.
Um, and it was, I mean, we just had pizza and salad. And my friend did a charcuterie table that was really
Right.
pretty. And I had cookies from another friend that were delicious.
Mhm.
But it was just such a special time of all these
Mhm.
people that I love. I think I was barefoot
I
with a
love that.
sundress. And it was just all these people that I loved in one spot as the sun was setting with pizza and wine and live
Mhm.
music. I mean,
What more could you ask for?
I want every one of my children to get married in that
Yeah.
way. I want it to be
Yeah.
casual and feel good. Um, but I love that like the moments. There's so much power in moments that we
Mhm.
can
Mhm.
create. And those moments can happen every morning.
It can.
I love when we travel together too. It's we don't jump out of bed and get dressed and run out the door. It's like we
Yeah.
wake up, we have our coffee,
Yeah.
we sit around and read magazines and like journal or whatever we're doing. It's
Mhm.
like we enjoy all these moments.
Mhm. And those moments look different for everybody, but I think it is about finding what moments refill you and recharge you
Mhm,
and help ground you and just help you to the moments that help you be in the moment, right? It's like
mhm,
the things you do to just sit in the moment and appreciate what you have in the
mhm.
moment and not always
Yeah,
be thinking about, well, I need to do this and I have to do this and I want to get this. And until I do that, then I'm not going to be
right.
happy or it's not going to be perfect. Well, guess what? It's never perfect. So
Yeah.
I think that's the other thing to embrace
Mm.
is there's no perfect moment. There's
Yeah.
beautiful moments. There's no perfect home. There's beautiful
Mm,
homes.
mhm,
And I think once we all can accept that we're not striving for perfection because it doesn't
mhm.
exist, we can start to really appreciate the moments
Right,
because we're not always looking for the next best thing.
right.
And I think if that's the message over everything
Mhm,
else,
mhm,
that helps you live a beautiful life.
mhm. Well, you have lived a beautiful life and you have really shaped who I've become as an entertainer on so many levels.
Oh
An
my gosh.
entertainer on
I
stage,
don't know if I
an
can take credit for
entertainer
that. I don't know if I want to take credit for
an entertainer in my home, and just learning to live beautifully and simply. Um, and I know you've been influenced by a lot of people in your life and both professionally and personally, but who would you say has influenced your style,
that.
your hosting? Who do you think's made the biggest impact? And maybe it's a couple people, but who
Yeah,
do
I
you
mean,
think you've learned all this from?
I think my mom was
Mhm,
huge in influencing me, and she was talk about intentional. She was so intentional about creating moments for our family, and she was
mhm,
a pastor's wife, a teacher,
mhm,
um, very active in our small town community.
mhm,
She did not really have free time. She made
mhm,
time for what
mhm,
was important to her to create moments for her family.
mhm,
And I was very aware of that at a young age of this took extra time, energy,
mhm,
um, money. It
mhm,
wasn't just something that was, oh, this can just be pulled together. She intentionally figured out ways to make things special for our family.
mhm,
And she always made things feel warm and cozy. And it wasn't about, it really wasn't that we had a lot of extra money. It was
mhm,
that she made things feel rich just by how she presented them. Um, she was a more formal presenter than I am. I think I'm kind of more like throw it together. She took so much thought and time and intention in preparing and I
mhm.
mean, I really admire her for that, especially now that I'm the age that I am. What all went into what she did when she hosted
Right.
things. She took it
Mhm.
very seriously and
Yeah.
she created beautiful moments. I don't know, she was doing it for us. I'm not sure she always in the moment enjoyed it because I think
Mm,
she was
mhm.
tired.
Yeah.
um, but I was very aware that that was being done for our family. And that's what she
Hmm.
wanted to do. And I
Yeah.
just really appreciated that. I learned from that. I saw how she just created special displays for the seasons.
Yes.
And, she just created an atmosphere for every season, every occasion, every holiday. And
Mm-hmm.
our door was always open. And
Mm-hmm.
she was the host for everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I just grew up feeling like that was a very natural thing. I helped her a lot. I knew what went into it. So I felt comfortable with what I was committing to when I started to do it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
But I just really respect her for that because I know that that wasn't always easy. And I know it wasn't always what she wanted to do in the moment, but she was
Mm-hmm.
doing it for a bigger purpose and she was creating
Mm-hmm.
memories for our family. And she did. I mean, we
And
still,
for your friends.
and for our friends too. And that was important to her for not
Mm-hmm.
just for us, but for our friend, for my friends. And
Mm-hmm.
I think she was huge. I learned from her, but probably got a little bit of natural ability from her. But I mostly just saw what she was doing and
Mm-hmm.
learned from that.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I think I'm influenced by everybody who I love and respect, and I
Mm-hmm.
always look for things, even like you're doing, or ways that I can incorporate ways that you host and entertain. I mean, I'm always open to learning and trying new things and what other people are doing. I'm
Mm-hmm.
inspired by.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my other big influence has probably just been more locations
Yeah.
than people. I
Mhm.
think just the way that people have done things in other countries,
Right.
because cultures can teach you different ways of hosting and decorating.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I think I've learned a lot from traveling
Mhm.
and from living in London. The people that I met there, they did things completely differently than I'd ever seen. They were much
Mhm.
more laid back and everything took longer. And,
Okay.
I think I learned the art of, okay, it's okay if it's not 9 o'clock until you eat. Everybody's
Mm.
engaged, everybody's talking. We would show up at people's houses and nothing would be prepared. And it was like we were part of the preparation. It was like, all right, chop over here.
Right.
And
Yeah.
help with this.
Yeah.
But that was beautiful too, because
Mhm.
then you're working together, you're talking. So, I mean, I
Mhm.
think I'm always open to being influenced any place I go, any
Mhm.
people's home, any location. I think you can find ways to be inspired
Mhm.
constantly.
Yes.
There's always things you can learn.
Yes.
I think we're
Yes.
shaped more by all of that than we even realize.
Mhm. I know. I'm really thankful for you as a friend. There's the verse, as iron sharpens iron. So when one man sharpens another, I'm probably getting it wrong, but I love to be around people that sharpen me. And you are definitely one of those people that you sharpen everyone you're around. And you are ridiculous. That is
Oh,
that's Rachel and I's nickname for you. Brianna, you're
I
so
don't know,
over the
should we be
top.
putting that out there? I'm
Yes,
not
we
sure.
are. It's who you are. And it's a beautiful, over, like, just so amazing things, joy, love, creativity, spice just exudes out of you. You are a light when you walk into a room, and you really make every friendship that you're a part of just more magical and more over the top than you can even imagine. My life would not be the same. My
Oh,
family would not be the same without you, Bree.
I
You
feel the
are
exact same about you and your family.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad we found each other, and I'm so thankful that you spent time sharing your heart and your story and some of your secrets and tricks. I know that it's part of your blood, but I'm hoping that people felt inspired by listening to you today, and just wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks again for joining us today on the Driven podcast, where we are all about growing relationships in life and business. We hope today's story reminded you that behind every brand, every business, and every big idea, there is a real person choosing to show up, stay rooted, and lead with intention. Your story matters. So keep building, keep loving, and keep doing the hard, beautiful work of showing up in both life and business. We'll catch you next time with another real inspiring conversation. And until then, never let love and kindness leave you. Always be a fountain, not a drain, and don't ever forget that you are the best.